Welcome back, everybody, to the Now Morning Show. Remember, we are on Talk City 91.1 FM, on Facebook at TTT Live Online, and of course on TTT on your television screen. Now, there is an event coming up this Saturday, and it's called, the theme is You Have the Power to Transform. What is that all about? Soraya Nanan, who is the founder of Widow Support TT, is with us this morning, and we also have Dr. Crystal Jane Virasamy, who is a feature speaker at the event. Soraya, I want to start with you to tell me what this event is all about and what it's geared to accomplish.
Well, good morning, Rishi, and good morning to your viewing audience. On this Saturday, we have an event called You Have the Power to Transform. It's our second grief counseling session. And on that day, what we have from 9 to 10, Dr. Virasamy, she will be doing the feature talk, as well as from 10 to 12, what we are doing to all our members. This year, we're going to have it a little different. We're going to have a little bit of a spa day, where we're going to pamper our women. We're going to have makeup done by Miss Selena Khan. We have facials and massages done by Carol Singh. We also have nail work done by Lenisa Thomas, and we have a hairstyling done by Miss Joanne Changur. So all the cost of the event is free. We just have food and drinks on sale, and we like to thank, we have sponsorship from Nestle, Bright Ideas, Das Funeral Home, as well as Blue Mountain Waters. So
I hear you say that you're going to have some things for women to do. What happened to the gentlemen?
Well, we actually had, the contact number is 3091983, and we actually had a widower contact us and said he would like to come to it. So I told him, well, he could come. Okay. I mean, he could get the facials, he could get the massage.
Why not?
As well as he could sit in and listen to the talk from Dr. Virasamy.
Why not?
Yes.
Dr. Virasamy, you see, this whole thing with grief and losing someone is something that a lot of people are facing these days. Yeah. And in many instances in Trinidad and Tobago, it's not because of a natural cause of death. How do we cope with this?
So the thing is, when you think of loss, grief itself is something very hurtful. It's a very intense emotional experience. And coping itself, there are a number of different things that a person themselves can do. One of the first things is that you want to be able to reach out to persons that care about you. So you want to get in touch with people, friends and relatives that they understand that loss itself. And sometimes like having a support group. So for instance, how they have the Widows Support TT, I think support in times of loss is quite important. So yeah. Another thing is like being able to express emotions. I've noticed, so I work in private practice, and I have a lot of clients that come for bereavement counseling. And a lot of times it's because they don't have that space to express their emotions. People say, well, it's time, you should get over it now. So they put a time stamp on it, saying, well, you should stop grieving. So it's about allowing a person to experience all the emotions, be it anger, hurt, sadness, regret, guilt, and just being able to experience those emotions.
I don't know how much of it is that you put a time limit on it for the person to stop grieving, but more, you need to pick yourself up and move on. I mean, yes, it has happened. Yes, you're going to grieve, but in doing so, you need to find a way to push yourself to move forward.
Yeah, and I think it's more about understanding what moving on means for a person. Okay. A lot of times people think moving on means that you forget about a person, but it's more about reintegrating, reconnecting with the new adjustment that you're experiencing. So moving on is very subjective, and it's about it. When I work with clients individually, is asking, well, what does moving on mean for them? And healthy moving on is about reintegrating, reconnecting with that loss in some way.
So what do you tell your patients when they come in, and what would you be telling this audience when they gather on Saturday?
Yeah. So when I work with clients individually, it's more about creating a safe, confidential space to process the grief itself. But on the workshop on Saturday, it's more about empowering the person, building their resilience and reconstructing their identity. Who are they now without their loved ones? And what meaning could they make in their lives to, in a sense, move forward? Yeah.
And Soraya, what is the real purpose behind this initiative? I mean, if people require some sort of assistance, they can visit Dr. Crystal Jane, or they can go to somebody else.
Of course, like I tell people, it's difficult to be cheered out of grief. So what we want to do from this process, last year our theme was coping with loss, and this year we chose You Have the Power to Transform. What we want to do is to start the process of healing or help women, provide a platform for them, or I shouldn't say women, members on the whole, anybody attending, because a lot of people, you don't, like I say healing starts with love, loving yourself, self-love and self-care. A lot of people don't have that feeling after their loved one has died. You know, they think about, outside influences to try to forget about, the hurt that they feel, or the pain or the grief that they feel.
Yeah. And
like I tell people, grief is not only losing a loved one, losing, not being able to see your children, being prevented from doing so by a vicious ex, losing a job. There are people who are ostracized by family. All these things, cause that loss in them.
All right, and for more on these conversations, you have the event on Saturday, and the information will be posted on our social media page along with this interview, in case you missed anything that you would probably want to hear again. Thank you very much, Soraya Nanan, founder of Widow Support TT, and Dr. Crystal Jane Veerasamy for joining us this morning. Some important information, and all the best this Saturday.
Thank you again.
All right.